No more holes. So we're at Galot.
It's not Galot, it's Galot. You said it weird. I've heard Galot, Galot, and I've now heard Galot.
Galot. Alright, so we're at Galot.
Yeah.
Getting a little something in before.
Do a little testing. We put some new shocks on the front, which we'll go over here a little bit. Change the wing up just a little. Fix my door so I can get out of it.
And you had them brush it and drag it.
Holes are gone, man. Looks good. Yeah, but enough of the fall racing and we'll be wishing we were summer racing.
I don't know, man. The fall racing's pretty nice. I do not like heat.
What about the Nebraska racing?
Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully we'll never have to do that. Phew. It's hot.
Nice and warm in there?
It's warm.
Like it's got dirt in it.
Mine would have went. Like it.
This was going and then right in the middle, like if it don't, that's where if it's gonna lose it, it always loses it right there.
One thing between the two cars that's for sure different is that in my red car, when it had turbos on it, you could always, I'd go out there and look and be like, oh, the prep's or the track's terrible, and watch 3 or 4 cars over there spin the tires. But we would go down every time because the car just worked really good, so it didn't wash out, smoke the tires, or any of that type of stuff. This car's not as forgiving as that car is. Like, this car seems to get pissed off and lose the tire a lot quicker than the red car does. And I don't know if that's because the weight, because with turbos we had to weigh 3,050 pounds, and this car's 2,750. I don't know.
Obviously it's something that, if that's where it loses it, that's where it loses it.
Every time.
Every time.
And I don't know if it's on the, it's sometimes on the 1.2, sometimes on the 2.3.
So how was that first hit?
It wasn't that great, but we didn't expect it to be anything really great. You can go with Uncle Steve, bub.
Alright. You gotta play wall ball, you gotta throw it off the wall. You like playing that?
Yeah, that'll get him going. Yeah, so, but that's okay. We had a feeling that the first 3 would be tough because we're also getting ready to scrub in a new set of tires, stuff like that. So, we're going to get a handle on the car the first 3 passes. By the 4th, I hope we're making some waves.
Some good ones?
Yeah. Sometimes when you go to the track, you know you're giving up the first 2 to 3 hits for just to try to get back where you were when you change a bunch of stuff. And we did change some stuff here, so I ain't upset yet.
Yeah. Look pretty good, bud.
It was alright.
Hey.
You feel like it on the track yourself?
A little bit. I feel like I pulled it down and then all of a sudden it was like, whoop, like it took off, like it got off the plot. That's not good.
Yep.
Yeah. That sounded good.
He's over there on Suicide Watch. So.
So after the second hit, we're letting the car cool down. Obviously, they talked about swapping tires, so obviously making that little tire change.
Yeah, fresh set of hooters.
Yeah.
For a race for Virginia, so.
Once this thing cools off and we do this, we'll go make another one. You do anything else in between?
No, that's it.
Oh yeah, by the way, hold on, I want to show them this. I don't know whether you can see that, but 91 feels like 102. Man, it looks so much better without the holes.
It'd be cool if there was turbo there.
I'll have you torque to spec?
Yep, fine, torque to spec. Even though they're already torque to spec.
Good deal. Ryan, you torque to spec?
Torque spec, check. Check torque spec. what I told him. I said, me and Jamie used to spray all the tracks anyway when we test. So.
Like towards the end, you guys would just try to test for the later round.
Yeah, and let me explain that. So
Yeah.
here's what I'll educate some people on. Maybe I'm telling some secrets here, but here's the thing. When you're no prep racing, people go, okay, no prep racing, the track's not good. Why in the world would you go to a racetrack and test on it? Why would you have them spray it? It doesn't make sense. Well, I'll tell you why. Because when you come here today, this is a really nice track, but nobody's been on it in a week. It's me and Sean here. We can only make about 2 passes every hour, roughly. This is both of our 3rd passes right here. So you're talking about, that's a total right now as of 6 passes on the racetrack.
Yep.
No prep kings, first round is usually, depending, daily driver first round, small tire first round,
7-0.
big tire 7.0, big tire first round. Okay, you just talked about 100 cars going down the racetrack. All of a sudden, by the 2nd round, the track is good. Well, you can't get the track with 2 cars making passes down this track. You can't get the track this good. So we don't want to waste. It's impossible. So we don't want to waste time. We're trying to, believe it or not, it's the goofiest thing, but because we're trying to make it as close to no prep as we can, we need no prep after 50, 100 cars have been down it. And to do that, you got to spray it. So we tried the
And
first.
it's not like a full one.
No, it's just a light mist, just to get a little something down. But otherwise, Sean and I will be wearing our cars out, putting passes on our rods, making a bunch of aborted runs to get the track to come around. It doesn't make any sense. So I went over there and said, hey, let's spray it. Let's do a light spray to 60 foot and a fast tractor spray on down. And the 2nd pass, the data looked like a no prep track. So it's goofy. I realize it. And people say, man, but you're spraying a no prep track. It don't make any sense. That's what we have to do to test. Very calculated.
It's pointless to come out here and go either, you know, make 0 progress or go backwards.
Yeah, or to go backwards. Like, so let's say we get here and we go, okay, well, I'm gonna try to make the track come to us, which you can do. We can do it. We'd be here making 6, 7 passes a piece to get the track to come to us, and that's that many more passes on our motor. It just don't make any sense. And you're right. And to get down the racetrack, you have to slow your car down to get down the racetrack, as to where you wouldn't have to in no prep king. So what a lot of people don't understand is laps on the racetrack make a no prep track good. So that's
Fun fact of the day.
It took me a couple of seasons to realize when I would test that testing on a no prep surface didn't make any sense. Like, because it's just not good enough. So here we are today, spraying the racetrack to test for no prep.
Test.
We're prepping the track to test for no prep. It's ridiculous.
Say it one more time.
We're prepping the track to test for no prep. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. I agree.
It's so nice of them to bring us a seat.
Oh, it's hot.
What's your thoughts on the day?
What's the motto for today? Everybody wants to go NPK racing, but nobody wants to test. I still believe that, because I don't want to test right now, but here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
It's still a solid
105.
yeah.
Track temp shit.
I feel like I'm stranded out in the desert somewhere.
Didn't get no sleep.
No sleep.
Colton drove 1,200 miles last night. Or yesterday, in the last 24 hours.
Did do that. We got here at what? 4?
4 in the morning. Drove into the gate.
And what time did you get up? Well, you probably slept a little bit on the
Yeah,
way
no,
here.
I was waiting for Ryan to tell me to drive, so I slept a little bit, but I woke up at 7:37, something like that.
Yeah,
I knew none of you guys were, even though as much noise as I would have made, I knew you guys weren't gonna wake up.
No, I heard the door shut and I woke up and I looked and I was like, nah, it's way too
Not
early.
today, dog, not today.
It's like Hobbs got that, man. He slept a little bit yesterday. But yeah, one more. One more.
This is the last hoorah of the day.
Driving a Gator, wearing some Crocs. I said I wouldn't even be ashamed.
I've never seen you wear a pair of Crocs.
No, but my son sure does. My son loves them Crocs.
Croc rocking.
He's a Croc rocking on the bandstand. I said, I always ask him, what are you doing with those Crocs on? I'm Croc rocking. Yeah.
Yeah, sport mode. He puts a band on the back.
Pass without a jacket on?
No, sir.
I would like to.
Yeah. Well, there's some people that do.
Yeah. Remember how tough of a time when last time we were here? We had to be buckled in this thing.
Oh,
Because the seat was weird, the buckles were weird, the belts were weird.
This is one of the first places you tested this car, right?
This is technically the second, but it's where we had the most.
good luck.
The best luck. We've gone the fastest here that we've ever gone in this car.
Supposedly everybody knows how fast they went.
They don't, though. They say they do, but they don't.
Dude, I've worked for you for a little while, and I don't even know how fast it goes.
There you go.
Man,
I firmly believe if you could tell somebody the right number, they wouldn't believe it. So it wouldn't really matter.
that and I don't know, nobody ever comes to the shop or looks through the toolbox. Every once in a while, we find one in the toolbox, a good one.
I know. I know. We've had some times when play it out, and I'm like, ooh, go put that away.
Go hide that thing. Last one.
Last one in the heat.
Let's make it a good one.
That's my plan.
Can you feel that? There's a cool yaw.
That's great. Depends on if you made it for turbo or blower.
Right. So, no,
Yeah. Is he doing some auctioneer shit again?
How the fuck is it? I just want to know how he got so dirty. Honestly.
I'll tell you how he gets dirty. Like, a lot of us get our hands dirty, and Holly works hard, first of all.
He does work hard.
But he gets his hands dirty, and he doesn't have it. Like, if you and I look like, ugh, okay, I don't want to do this
All day long.
But Javi will do it all day long with all of the grease in his hand. But you know what? That means he's not scared to get dirty. So
That is true.
like, if I got some greasy, grimy bullshit, let's say we smoke a tranny and it puts tranny fluid all up underneath the car or something, he ain't scared to get it clean, get it changed, and all that type of stuff. So you gotta give him props for that.
Yeah. He works hard.
Yeah.
Ended it on the best one all day.
Ended on the best pass of the day. It's by no means the fastest this thing's ever gone, but the air is horrible. The track's not great, but with only 2 cars running down at 3, if you count the couple passes Lizzie made, there's just not enough cars going down to make it good. And honestly, it's hard to get a good racetrack with it's a heat index. What was it, 108?
Yeah, something like that.
Track temperature is 130.
Bro, yeah.
So
oh yeah,
you're not going to get, and then the air is horrible. So some of these test sessions we go to, me and Sean were just talking about this. Some of these test sessions you go to, you knock them out of the park. Like you get there and you test some shit, and your car goes faster, and you go, yeah, that's why I did that. And some of them you go to, and especially if you test a lot, you'll get these where you go, nah, we didn't really learn anything, but we figured out what doesn't work, I guess. So maybe you could say we learned some stuff that way.
Well, that, and you got some info, some additional info on, I would think, a very hot, greasy track.
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunately, it's with this tight converter that we're getting ready to take back out.
Right.
But
it wasn't a failure of a day.
No, this wasn't. It wasn't like we were just banging shit out of the park, home run type stuff. We were just learning. Educational program, I'll call it.
So yeah, what's next?
I think next is we're gonna put stuff up. Go maybe eat a decent dinner tonight somewhere, and then sleep here tonight, and then roll to Virginia tomorrow morning to get set up for this weekend's NPK at BMP, Virginia Motorsports Park. BMP is a good racetrack, one of the better. Like I expect this to be one of the better ones. I don't even know how they can make it bad because there's so many pro mods and pro mod races that go on there. This is technically NPK. I'm going to call this NPK number 7, I think. It's technically 8.
We're not going to count the first one.
We're not going to count the first one because it wasn't a points race.
Right.
So this will technically be NPK number 7 points race. We are currently tied with Eric K for the number 1 spot on the points board. Got a couple cars clicking at our heels. I really need to win this one and the next one to try to put some space between me and the rest of the group, because we're going into 6 weeks. We're going here, VMP. We're going to go VMP this weekend, then we're going to Idaho. Well, these are both going to be tricky because it's going to be so hot. It's hot in Idaho.
Yeah.
And then we have a 3-week break, and then we hit the road for 6 weeks in a row. That's going to be tough. So I feel like I need to go into that with the points lead. So that's my plan.
You got to race the track?
We're going to race the track. We're not going to race the racers, we're going to race the track.
Race the track. See what we can make happen.